Lanikai Mortgage Players Fall 2011 play. Tonight we bring you Skulduggery Sails the Atlantic. Or she made her maiden voyage, but she wouldn't come across. A tale of intrigue, lies, and deception. High drama on the high seas. You watch and see. Now, tonight, before we get started, we've got a couple of things to do. Has anybody here ever been on a cruise ship? Oh, all right. So you know, one of the first things you do when you first come aboard is a boat drill, right? Yes. So when the ship goes down, you know where to go. Well, we don't have a boat here, but we do have a melodrama, and we are going to do a melodrama drill. All right? There are three key characters in the melodrama. One of them is the hero. He is handsome. He is strong. And he needs our encouragement and support from time to time. Exactly. So when you see him doing anything remotely heroic on stage, give him a cheer. Another key character is the heroine. She is lovely. She is innocent. Her lot in life is not an easy one. She deserves our sympathy and compassion. Exactly. So when you see her on stage in some kind of trouble or any kind of dilemma, show her that you care, please. Now, oh, that's right. The villain. The villain. He's the third one. Scoundrel of the first order. He deserves nothing but our scorn. So when you see him skulking about the stage, you're going to boo! And also this one. Now we're almost there, folks. Introduce our one-man orchestra / band, Paul Dellinger. All right, and one last thing, I would like to acknowledge Nelson and Lucille Shree. If it were not for Nelson's literary talents and Lucille's driving spirit and directorial skills, none of us would be here. We would all be home probably watching television. Thank you, Nelson and Lucille. And with that, let's get this play underway.
Thank heavens it's almost sailing time, 7th Officer, True Blue. I hate standing here like the ship's bellboy and saying, welcome aboard to 700 socialites and tycoons, people who call a ship a boat, and ask stupid questions like, when do we cross the equator between New York and Southampton? How many do we have left aboard?
Oh, only about half a dozen, Captain Vision, including the ship owner and fleet commodore himself, J.P. Morgenfelder, the richest man in the world.
And the world's most eccentric rich man. He thinks he's being generous by handing out dimes.
That's what I said. And he always wears a mask to protect himself from germs and foul airs. Nobody in years has actually seen his face.
Or heard his voice. He always speaks through one of his underlings, like he's too good to talk to you. This trip, he's bringing along an art expert to keep an eye on his priceless painting.
What painting is that?
Oh, it's a study. Yes, a study. Of an Italian lady by Leonardo da Vinci.
The famous Mona Lisa.
Oh, no, that's just a cheap reproduction. This is another painting altogether. Done much later when Da Vinci was on really good terms with her. It's called Mona Lisa Unbuttoned.
You mean she's...
Yes, Mona Lisa is wearing nothing but her smile. Well, there's a suspicion that a notorious art thief is about to make his move on the painting, and so Morgenfeller is having it transported to his castle in England. He's had that safe moved into the Grand Salon to hold it while it's aboard the SS Gigantic. I'm designating you in charge of its protection, 7th Officer Trueblue.
Aye, aye, sir. Who would dare attempt a robbery in the Grand Salon of the world's largest and second fastest ocean liner in the world? Especially when it's under the surveillance of a trained private investigator.
Oh, you?
Yes, sir. I just completed my correspondence course. And received my badge. My man needs a second career to fall back on when he retires from the sea.
Oh, well, you're lucky. I've sailed the 7 seas, man and boy, for 35 years, but I swore never to swallow the anchor and settle down with a wife, a dog, and a house until I can take the transatlantic speed pennant away from those blasted limeys.
You'd have made it last voyage if it hadn't been for those headwinds. Maybe this crossing will be the charm.
Well, just see that nothing happens to Mona Lisa Unbuttoned, or your retirement can come sooner than you think. New York is crawling with criminals. But did you read all those wanted posters all over town?
About those 3 convicted jewel thieves who just escaped from Wormwood Women's Prison. I've already warned the gangway bots to keep a sharp lookout for any female stowaways.
Well, that's good, because if any of those women manage to step 1 foot aboard the Gigantic, yes, your 7th Officer Trueblue becomes 8th Officer Trueblue. Savvy?
Aye, aye, sir.
Look lively and make way for the Commodore himself.
That's enough, Sailor Sam.
Just clearing the passageway for the Commodore, sir.
At ease, people. This is Commodore J.P. Morgenfeller, your employer. I am its executive art custodian and spokesman, William Smith.
Oh, welcome aboard, sir.
We are delighted to see you, sir.
Of course you are. Commodore Morgenfeller will not answer you as he is masked and muffled to protect himself from this germ-laden atmosphere.
Oh, this ship is clean as a whistle. You can take your mask off here, sir.
Ah, you can eat off that decks, Commodore. I holy stoned him myself.
Stow it, Sailor Sam.
Aye, aye, sir.
Commodore Morgenfeller declines. He'll be spending the entire voyage sequestered in his cabin. He will dine only on his own supply of germ-free health food. He is not to be disturbed for any reason.
Commodore and Mr. Smith, your signatures on this passenger manifest, please. Thank you, sirs.
I will just finish our business with these people. So.
And I'll fist into your gear, Commodore, and we'll lay below to your private forecastle with the satin sheets. Follow me.
Now there goes a good ship owner, keeping to himself. So many of them want to hang around the bridge and pull their rank as Commodore. But say, Mr. Smith, can you tell me what he looks like without that mask?
Since J.P. Morganfeller entered the business world, nobody, myself included, has ever seen his face.
I'll just put the name away. I'm responsible for his safety.
Not so fast, my good man. I am not finished. Mr. Morganfeller has assigned a trusted employee of long standing to guard this painting on the voyage. This person is to be signed on as a salon stewardess and stationed here in sight of the safe. She will be reporting for duty present.
She, a female, woman, crew person aboard my ship?
Yes, her name is Jazz.
Well, I'm speechless.
So is Jasmine. She is a deaf mute.
Blow me down! For holding his gear, the Commodore gave me this dime.
Stand back, please. I must place this treasure in the safe.
One moment, sir. Before you put that away, could we have just one little peek?
All right. There you go. Mona Lisa unbuttoned.
Unbuttoned is putting it mildly.
Just look at her. She's smiling. All over.
By the great horn spoon, she's almost as good a likeness as Frisco Fanny.
Thunder is Frisco Fanny.
Why, she's the tattoo on my starboard stern sheets. Here, Mr. Mayor.
Oh, that's good enough, Sailor Sam.
Welcome aboard, lady.
Excuse me, but that's my job. Welcome aboard, miss.
Come over here, Dimity. You're not aboard 30 seconds in. Already men are fighting over you. I can't help it if they fall in love with me at first sight. Well, I'm depending on that fact. I spent the last penny of my meager inheritance from your improvident father, rest his soul, so we could take this voyage, and J.P. Morganfeller could meet you.
And fall hopelessly in love and make me his wife. Dimity died, adored by all men, but unable to love one in return.
Unable to love a landlubber, lass. Have you ever tried a sailor?
Passengers, go find them, Sailor Sam.
Aye, aye, sir.
That's an interesting dialect you speak.
Aye, missus, 'tis the lingo of the sea. Why, I wrung more salt water out of me socks than most squabbies has sailed on. And you can lay to that.
Dimity, you might find it in your heart to love if you weren't so tied up with those infernal doily sisters of yours.
Who are the Doily sisters?
Has Cupid's arrow struck at last? Be still my fluttering heart. I teach a group of female convicts how to crochet doilies. The first step in becoming a responsible homemaker. We call them the Doily Sisters. Our motto is crochet, a new beginning. You'd be surprised how wonderfully they take into the program.
Do they just make doilies?
Doilies, antimacassars, tablecloths, everything. They use so much yarn, we have to sell doilies to buy more materials.
I'd love to help your cause. How much?
Whatever you care to contribute.
What the heck? What the heck? Here's a nickel.
Why, thank you, sir.
I'll see your nickel and raise you a quarter.
Enough! A silver dollar!
Very generous. Here's a nice new beginnings doily for each of you.
Thank you.
Oh, that's quite enough, True Blue. You know that 7th officers are not allowed to fraternize with the passengers. We'll have someone show you to your stateroom, Mr. Smith. Where is that infernal salon steward? Jasmine, they promised me. Oh, here you are. It's about time you showed... Oh, that's right. It's about time you showed up for duty. Show Mr. Smith to his cabin. 7th officer will show you ladies to your accommodations.
Sign here, please.
You go ahead, daughter. I'd like to talk to the captain alone.
Of course, Mother. Take as long as you like.
You don't remember me, do you? I'm Ermentrude Darling.
Ermentrude! Darling! How could I forget? And now you're all grown up and have a daughter as beautiful as yourself. Oh, you must be married.
Yeah, widowed. I got married.
I think you'll dress out of sight.
Oh. I saw you scuttling with that scoundrel on the front porch. I came early for our date on Valentine's Day 35 years ago and saw you. I heard you call him Darling.
That was his name, Herbie Darling. We weren't cuddling, we were huddling in the cold. I was tutoring him in algebra for 10 cents an hour, so I could raise money to buy you a Valentine's present.
Oh, you were? Well, I too had a Valentine for you. I carry it with me always. Oh. You mean I gave you up and ran off to sea on a silly misunderstanding?
It would appear so. Did you ever marry?
Oh, not I. Until I swore never to settle down to shore until I can fly the transatlantic blue ribbon from the masthead.
I too took a solemn vow to remain unattached until my daughter has made a good marriage of her own.
Oh, someone's coming! Oh, we can talk later at the ship's bon voyage party.
Here they be, Skipper.
Chicky Boyles is the chief of police. Ain't us, officer. They ran away.
Oh, you society ladies and your sense of humor. Welcome aboard. I'm Captain Mizzen. In a few minutes, it's going to be sailing time. What delayed you?
We got us a live one, Goyles. We was laying low from them newspaper reporters. You know how it is with us social scoits.
We rich twists are forever on the lam from somebody. It's the price we pay for being so wanted.
Oh, I'm sure of it. Do you ladies have your tickets?
I'm Abigail Abernathy. Oh, I'm Anna Lantana.
I'm Anise Granice.
Oh, that whistle means it's sailing time. Now it's going to me. I aboard the ship's bon voyage party tonight is Jasmine. Jasmine! Jasmine. Take care of these ladies.
Hey, what's all this sign language? You're a dummy, ain't ya? Her girls. She don't capiche. Girls, we have got it made. 3 little cons from jail are we, over the wall on liberty, sought in every state but 3. 3 little cons from jail. We're no longer on the run. Freedom's joys have just begun on this floating house of fun. 3 little cons from jail. 3 little cons who got real weary. Jailhouse life is drab and dreary. Life at sea is lots more cheery. 3 little cons from jail. Oh, 3 little cons from jail.
1 little con does the criminal arts. 2 little cons are streetwise tarts.
3 little cons with all the smarts to set this boat on its tail. 3 little cons who got real weary. Jailhouse life is drab and dreary. Life at sea is lots more cheery. 3 little cons from jail. Oh, 3 little cons from jail. Girls, I can't believe our luck. Catching those 3 society biddies alone on the pier.
I sure hope they're comfortable, gagged and hog-tied in that ship's cargo warehouse. Wearing our prison stripes, sure nice of them being our dress size and everything.
This has really been our day. Opened our cell doors with our crochet hooks. Scrambled over the wall. On a rope ladder, we did it ourselves.
A new beginning. Just like they taught us in doily class. Then bought ourselves tickets on this floating jewelry store. Boyles, we're not only sailing to freedom, with our crochet hooks to pick them stateroom door locks, we'll be rich when we get there.
Hey, cast your peepers on these here, will ya?
Say, that looks like some of our work. Nah, impossible.
So, this is Jasmine, Morganfeller's silent sentinel. You watchy for catching him burglar, fella? I see I will have no trouble with this one. Well. If it isn't the Queen of Diamonds and her 2 jokers.
Nematode Fester, the international art thief.
Oh, please, art collector. Now known as William Smith, executive art custodian to J.P. Morganfeller.
You and our custodian? That's like putting a weasel in charge of a hen house.
And, as I have no police record, he knows nothing about me beyond what he has read in my falsified references. Now, I am about to relieve him of one of his most prized possessions, Leonardo's Mona Lisa unbuttoned, residing in yonder safe.
So that's your dodge, eh? And just how do you plan on sneaking a famous picture like that off the boat in England?
Oh, you ladies are going to help me.
No deal, Nematode. We got plans of our own for this here floating diamond mine.
Not anymore, you don't. I have but to shout for the authorities, and you are off to bread and water in the ship's brig.
That ain't fair!
We go from one still-door rooming house to another? Yeah, only in this one, you could drown.
Okay, Nematode, you got us. What's the caper?
Well, in order to accomplish my mission, I must first appropriate something of almost as valuable as the painting itself. the identity of J.P. Morganfeller.
You always went for brand name merchandise.
Wait just a minute. You can't just go putting on somebody's identity like you do a shite.
No, but I can. You see, nobody knows what Morganfeller looks like. No one's ever seen his face. And so, tonight, at the Bon Voyage party, there will appear a figure, masked and muffled, like Morganfeller. He will proceed to unmask and mingle with mere millionaires. That figure will be me.
So you plan to play all cards with Commodore for the trip, then polka down the gangplank in England with the patent under your arm?
And vanish into the crowd.
Very smooth. But just where do we come in on this scheme?
Oh, you women, masquerading as prominent socialites, will positively identify me at the party tonight as J.P. Morganfeller.
You overlooked something, Bunky. What if the real Morganfeller suddenly shows up?
I denounce him as an imposter. Nobody knows what he looks like. It's his word against mine.
I don't know. Showing your guns is still risky. Why not leave the mask on? It is Morganfeller's trademark.
Because this handsome visage is bait for yet another treasure on board the SS Gigantic. The delicious Dimity Darling. I mean to make her mine.
I get it. Another classy looker on your arm to dazzle the port officials and customs officers while you slip through with your loot. Then, when you're through with her, she mysteriously disappears, just like all the others. I don't like it.
Yeah, our end of the bargain just got a lot more expensive.
Your end of the bargain is me not turning you in to the authorities. Sweet freedom should be reward enough.
You cheating lowlife!
Oh, someone approaches! Be off!
Ah! This looks like safe enough harbor for corking off a mite. Avast there, lassie. You mind if I heave to for a spell and sneak a smoke? Why, thank ye. And keep a watch out for that 7th officer. He's in charge of the deck watch. You know savvy talky, huh? But you can nod, aye. And that's the sure way to a sailor's heart. You know, little Jasmine, you may not talk the king's lingo, but you got the look of a tugboat that answers smartly to the helm. Oh, I forget. She can't hear me pretty speeches. I know what. I'll charm her with my pretty pictures. This here is Casbah Cassie. I got her in LG ears. She can do the shimmy shake. I got her attention now. And this here is Lulu. I got her in Hawaii. And she can do the hula hula.
first one is, when on deck, don't look at the horizon. You were watching it go. Oh! Now! And never regard any swaying objects. They make your stomach do flip-flop.
Excuse me a moment. Dimity, while I'm gone, keep away from that young man.
Thanks, Jasmine. You're a real friend. Miss Starling, I'm not supposed to fraternize with passengers, but I have to say this. I love you!
Of course you do. The curse I bear is that all men love me passionately on sight. I spend most of my life walking backwards, saying, "Unhand me, sir." At home, we don't have enough faces for all the bouquets from admirers. Mother makes me write thank you notes when I should be helping my poor doily sisters, locked in jail, crocheting their fingers to the bone.
My heart bleeds for poor little you.
Only my obligation for my doily sisters kept me from entering the convent. Then, today, something wonderful happened. For the first time ever, I loved a man back. You.
Oh, rapture!
Oh, rapture!
We can be married!
Oh, that would be the worst kind of fraternizing with a passenger. I didn't catch your name.
That's true blue!
How do you do? I'm Dimity Darling.
Charmed, I'm sure.
Vance, Mother's determined that I marry J.P. Morganfeller, the richest man in the world. You were just a poor 7th officer on an ocean liner, going back and forth, back and forth over the billowy waves.
But not for long. When we return to New York, I will receive my license and commence practice as a private investigator. They make good money.
Yay.
Not as good as J.P. Morganfeller. Mother has a will of iron, and she is determined that I should become that billionaire's wife.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh, Dimity, I must go lie down. Can't be ill at the ship's bon voyage party tonight. And Miss meeting you know who. Oh,
Yes, I suppose so. Au revoir, 7th officer.
Goodbye, darling. Miss Darling.
Coming, daughter!
Cheeky girls, it's the doily dolly from Wormwood.
Excuse me, ladies. Haven't we met somewhere before? That ain't likely to...
We move in the top social cycles.
I mistakenly connected you with crocheting.
Oh, that's rich. You took us society broads for crochet hookers.
I couldn't crochet my way out of a paper bag.
A cell block? Of course. It was very rude of me.
Oh, that's all right, honey. Hey, don't take no wooden doilies.
That was a close one, Goyles. You know, between Nematode Fester and little Miss Doily Dolly, this ain't gonna be no pleasure cruise.
My ship is speeding to victory under a force draft and a following wind. And the sweetheart of my youth is with me at a party. Who could have foreseen something like this on Valentine's Day 35 years ago.
Remarkable! I can't believe you've carried my Valentine with you all these years.
Oh, next to my heart.
A wedding band! You were going to propose to me that ill-fated Valentine's Day?
I was going to ask you to elope.
My, this is so sudden. I would love to marry you, but until my daughter is conjugally united, I must remain single.
Until I can fly the transatlantic blue ribbon from the masthead, so must I.
Oh, it's getting late. Where is that Mr. Morgan feller?
Since Nematode nixed our jewelry heist, we need a scam. And I got an idea. Hey, you.
Oh, easy with that there board and hook lady.
This day's run pool, how does that work, Sailor Sam?
Well, all hands guess the exact number of miles we covered in the last 24 hours. Every day at noon I comes down from the navigating bridge and posts the results on the bulletin board. The lucky guesser picks up the pot.
Thank you. Now, how would you like to have 3 women crazy in love with you all at the same time?
I could never afford that.
Hey, we'll pay you.
Well, blow me down! I died and went to heaven!
All you gotta do is post our day's run instead of yours.
Why? That's the crookedest thing I ever had! When do we start?
Tomorrow noon.
Hey, who's that?
Oh, it's the Commodore himself! All hands gangway!
Oh, good evening, sir. I see you decided to join the party after all.
Even better. I have decided to participate in all voyage activities from this moment on.
Oh, Sailor Sam, be so good as take Commodore's hat and coat.
Ah, ladies, so nice to see you again. We met at the White House reception for Prince Albert.
Of course, you talked Al into selling Buckingham Palace.
But his old lady Victoria queered the deal.
Can't win them all. Hey, JP.
Captain, this man is not J.P. Morganfeller.
Is that a fact? Well, we'll see about that. Ladies, is this truly the face of J.P. Morganfeller?
Sure. I'd never forget a mug like that.
I know that puss anywhere.
I could pick that kisser out of the Kentucky Derby grandstand.
Or the police lineup. Captain, you met the charlatan at boarding time. He called himself William Smith, Morganfeller's executive art custodian.
A subterfuge. Why, using a double, I temporarily assumed a false identity so that I could reconnoiter the vessel in search of possible art thieves. Unfortunately, finding none.
A very prudent precaution, sir. A young fellow. For gross insubordination to the ship's owner and Commodore, you are demoted to 8th officer in charge of the ship's garbage disposal.
Aye, aye. Sir.
Mind you, don't empty the spittoons to windward.
Captain, isn't demoting Officer Trublue a bit extreme?
Oh, don't worry your pretty little head about him, my dear. I have already witnessed this comely lady's delights, but we have not been formally introduced.
Oh, Mr. Morganfeller, this is my daughter, Dimity. She has
rubies, my sweet. I find them beautiful, fine, sensitively wrought. Why, one of them would be perfect under the platter that holds our wedding cake.
Mr. Morganfellow, are you proposing to my daughter? If so, you have my blessing.
Oh, mine too. One less obstacle for our trip to the altar, eh, Ermentrude?
Oh dear! You make it almost impossible for me to refuse.
That's my girl.
Hold fast, everybody! Since my career as a SIPS officer is washed up, I intend to speak out. Dimity, I know this man is of the criminal ilk.
And just how can you see that?
I have the serpent instinct of a trained private investigator.
And?
Well, look how sifty-eyed he is.
Ladies, aren't you going to speak up on my behalf?
Oh, you'd be a real catch.
Oh, he's as honest and upright as I am. Ask any crumb.
I don't know what to say. I've met my first true love, and he loves me too. But I must think of Mother. She's always done what's best for me, and I owe her so much. Can anyone help me? Of course. Thank you, dear Jasmine. I must think of my doily sisters, whom, as a billionaire's wife, I could never see again. I'm sorry, but my answer to your proposal of marriage is no.
Has you on the edge of your seats. When I said hi, drama, I did not say how. We're going to take a little break now. The final leg of our voyage. We're going to find out if good will indeed triumph over evil. So let's get on.
Tomorrow we'll be in Southampton. I can't believe the voyage has gone by so fast.
It's been an eternity to me. The captain, too. He thinks barnacles or something are slowing the ship down, and he won't beat the Atlantic speed record.
That means both the captain and I will be held to all vows. Oh dear. I do wish you'd accept Mr. Morganfellow's constant pleas to marry him tonight at the ship's farewell party.
That repulsive old man? J.P. Morganfeller is 30 if he's a day.
Honey, $1 million takes years of any man's age.
And his hands are always slimy from the goose grease in his hair.
We all have our faults, dear. I just don't want you to endure the threadbare existence we both knew, thanks to another penniless dreamer, your father and my husband.
I know, Mother, and I'm grateful for your concern.
Oh, you seemed willing enough when I first suggested this voyage.
That was before I met 8th Officer Trueblood.
He's just like your father, planning to start life all over again in a new career. With him, you'll be living in a Bowery rooming house, leading an empty life in the slums.
I still have my doily sisters.
I should have never let you teach that class. Those convicts are a bad influence.
They're good souls at heart, Mother, and I have helped them. A few of them told me quite emotionally that crocheting was their only escape.
They're all savage beasts, with the ravages of crime etched upon their evil countenances. Oh,
That's not true. Convicts live like any other people. Why, there are aristocratic society women right on this ship who are dead ringers for some of my pupils.
All hands stand by for the day's official run.
Let me see that.
I hope it's better than the last few days.
What do you know? I won the pool again.
I don't understand it. This is only 3/4 speed. Sailor Sam, go tell the chief engineer to tie down the safety valves and put on extra coal heavers. There's still a slim chance we could win the pennant.
Aye, aye, sir.
Honor for the dimes.
Good morning, ladies. I have been instructed to tell all passengers that there will be a lifeboat drill this afternoon. When you hear the steam whistle, please assemble here.
Thank you, 8th Officer True Blue.
There is something else. How can I make you believe that the one who seeks your daughter's hand is an imposter?
Really now? You're the only one who thinks so.
Jasmine here knows. The real Morgenfeller hired her.
Wonderful. A jilted suitor and a dim-witted dummy. You'd be the star witnesses in any court of law. Now please, go about your business, foolish youth.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Morgenfeller, it's so nice to have the company of a polished gentleman at last.
Oh, thank you, dear Mrs. Darling. I must make my daily inspection of Mona Lisa unbuttoned and make a final plea for the hand of this reluctant miss.
Oh, Mr. Morgenfeller, it is so charming of you to be so patient. Now, I'm sure you young people would prefer being alone.
Don't go, Mother.
Now, dear. Come on, Jasmine.
Mona Lisa unbuttoned. For 4 centuries, you have driven milder men than me mad with desire. Come into my arms, Mona Lisa mine.
Let me go, sir. I am not your Mona Lisa. I am not yours to touch ever.
Nobody thwarts J.P. Morgenfeller.
There are those who say that you are not he.
Oh, you mean 8th Officer True Blue? Well, he lies through his teeth. Perhaps.
You had better join your mother, Miss Darling, while I confront this counterfeit cur.
How dare you challenge my identity? Why, if you keep this up, soon they'll be calling you 10th Officer True Blue.
Soon, they'll be calling me Private Investigator True Blue. Who cracked the case of the bogus billionaire.
And just what is your proof?
We will save that morsel for the right moment.
You're bluffing.
We will see about that. Now excuse me. I have other trash to dispose of.
Curses! This whelp is on to something. He must be disposed of immediately.
Hey, how do you like that, Nematode? I keep winning the day's run pool, and then suckers keep coming back for more.
Forget your day's run hustle. There's bigger game afoot.
Oh yeah? Like what?
I need your professional assistants.
A jewelry heist!
Lay it out for us.
Today at boat drill, while all the passengers are at their boat stations, you will loot their cabins and fill a bucket with their valuables. Be on the alert for True Blue. His job is to search the first class section for stragglers. After you're finished, waylay him surreptitiously and plant my watch in his pocket.
I get it. Who takes the fall for our heist?
And was clapped in irons and cast into the brig? You got a real big heart, Nematode. This time we split the tank, Nematode.
Wrong. Again. Bring all of the valuables to me here, wrapped as a wedding gift.
What? Wait, the Doily Dolly finally accepted you?
No. but she soon will. She has no other choice. Boat drill. We have very little time. Hurry.
Boat drill, everybody!
Alright! Prepare! The abandoned ship! Man your stations! Lower the lifeboats! Man the oars! Send up the flares! Heavy sharks! Icebergs! Tidal waves! We're all gonna die!
Sailor Sam! It's only a drill! Huh? Yeah, go see to the boats.
My eyes.
Officer True Blue! Go search the first class quarters for stragglers!
Aye, aye, sir.
I'm glad this is just a drill. I hate a sinking ship interfering with Mr. Morganfeller's courtship of my daughter.
I'll pray for an iceberg.
That's one way to talk, Dimity. Just think of what you could be doing as Mrs. J.E. Morganfeller. Christening new ocean liners, hobnobbing with kings and queens, riding in private railroad cars.
But Mother, I don't choose to marry this man.
You don't.
That's no way to talk, Dimity. You'll be giving up a fortune.
But if I marry him, I'll have to give up my doily sisters. Who would enrich their melancholy and caged-in lives?
Oh, by your leave, skipper! I believe we've been boarded by pirates. And they picked the first class section clean.
Pirates, eh?
Of the Caribbean?
What's that in your pocket, True Blue?
My handkerchief. Oops. How did that get in there?
Just as I suspected. That's my watch. Captain, here is your pirate. Arrest this malefactor.
Aye, aye, sir! True Blue, I'm surprised at you. I'm putting you under a cabin arrest.
Oh, that's not good enough. For a felon of his magnitude, cast him into the brig.
Deep down in the reeking bilges?
Warming with rats, mice, spiders, and cockroaches.
And dank with fetid, slippery slime. That is the place.
Oh, sir, I just know he didn't do it. I beg of you, don't throw an innocent man into the brig.
Innocent?
Oh.
Ha! I will make you a compromise, my sweet. I will have him walk the plank.
Can you do that?
On this ship, I can do anything. I am the Commodore.
Have mercy! There are sharks!
As big as butcher wagon, but bloodier.
I'll do anything you say.
Even marry me?
No! 1,000 times no!
Yay!
I would rather feed the sharks than see you wither in the arms of this lecherous lout.
Moment, my love. If I agree to become your wife, will you drop all charges and let him go?
He is a free man. Once I kiss the bride.
Then my answer is affirmed, but reluctant. Yes.
Once again, evil triumphs over virtue. As it should. Jasmine, go fetch the ship's dressmaker. Lots of white material for a wedding dress.
I hope she has silk and satin.
Sackcloth and ashes.
Hey, can we be the bridesmaids?
Of course.
Ladies, off to your staterooms. Mustn't keep the dressmaker waiting. Captain, take this criminal away.
Aye, aye, sir. Bear a hand, Sailor Sam.
Come along, me hearty.
We had to see you alone, nematodes. Did the real Morgan fella show up for boat drill?
No, why?
Well, because we checked his stateroom and it was empty.
His bed hadn't even been slept in, and his steamer trunk was still locked.
We don't think he's aboard this boat.
That's odd. Well, perhaps one of his miserably underpaid crew members did him in for pocket money and disposed of the body. Well, no matter, I will deal with that when I come with it.
Look here, nematode. Them first-class staterooms was like Fifth Avenue jewelry stores. We must have scooped up a cool $1 million worth.
Yeah, Nematode, we deserve a little scratch for our efforts.
Yeah, nematode.
Just be grateful that you're not in the brig conducting cockroach races with 8th Officer True Blue. Now, I must prepare for my wedding. Try not to swill too much champagne at the party.
How do you like that, Weasel? Treats us like we're his slaves.
Let's face it, sister, we are. And who's gonna believe us if we squeal? This ain't J.P. Morgan fella, the billionaire. This is Nematode Fester, the art thief. They'd laugh us all the way to the brig.
The brig. That's where we gotta go now.
Whatever for?
To rescue True Blue.
But why? Nematode's just gonna spring him as soon as he gets hitched.
Sure. And pigs have wings. The only way True Blue gets out and nails Nematode is if we let him out.
First rate. We can perform Mission Impossible. We've made our way to freedom. It's clear we're going to break him out. Consider the job we'll do. We'll steam the ship down to the billows. We'll fight our way through all snares. It's
Mother, but I'm already stuck with a man I will never love and a heart that has been used as a pincushion. Oh, there now, dear. Time heals all wounds.
Is everything ready? I am a man of impeccable taste, and I want this ceremony to be perfect.
Well, I'm here, ready to tie the knot.
Ring bearer! Ring bearer! That's perfect. I think there's only one thing missing. I think that Mona Lisa unbuttoned should grace that wall instead of that hideous fake. I'll fetch it. Among us. Jasmine, you have been on duty the whole voyage. Who broke into the safe?
I just want to steal the pennant from the British.
You have a larcenous look, Sailor Sam.
I just got there from fixing the day's official run, not from opening no safe.
Yeah, he's fixing it.
Very well. I have ways of making soft-hearted people like you talk. Either the thief reveals himself, or be guilty of forcing this choice morsel to be fed to the sharks!
Somebody help
Now, see here, sir. As captain of this vessel, I say, let her go.
As Commodore of this fleet, I outrank you! Now, I order you to open the rail and have the plank rigged!
Hold fast, you dastardly imposter! Bear witness, everyone, to the proof that this man is not J.P. Morgenfeller!
Curses! How did you get out of the brig?
I knew it! You are three of my doily sisters!
And proud of it.
I will deal with you traitors later. But now, True Blue, let's see your proof.
Very well. Be so good as to sign your name on this paper.
What this mail-order sleuth does not know is that I am a master forger. genuine.
Never mind the signature, you felonious fiend. When the real J.P. Morganfeller came aboard and signed this passenger manifest, he signed this with his left hand. You signed this with your right.
The international art thief.
Well, I'll be. Whatever happened to the real Morganfeller?
It's right here, Captain. Jasmine Pearl Morganfeller.
Impossible! You're a woman, a salon stewardess in a deaf mute.
Also financier, steel manufacturer, railroad tycoon.
Amazing! I've never heard of a woman who can do all those things.
Exactly, because in this all-male business world, I'm forced to masquerade as a man. I'm only a salon stewardess, so I can keep an eye on my painting. And because, hey, it's no picnic being an eccentric billionaire. Once in a while, I have to get out into the world and mingle with real people. For two very good reasons. One, no one can stop me with questions about the sea.
Oh, like what time do we cross the equator?
That's right. So people tend to let down their guard around a deaf mute. I can listen in on everyone's schemes.
And listen, I'm sorry I called you a dummy.
It's all right, sister. I learned a lot from you girls. In fact, I'm going to help you rap the beat.
You got even more to learn. It's beat the rap.
Thank you. Captain, it reminds me that here is your stolen jewelry.
If you don't mind, what happened to Mona Lisa Unbuttoned?
I took her out of the safe and put her where she'd be safer.
Shiver me timbers!
Mario couldn't have said it better himself. Now, clap this scoundrel into arms.
Hold fast, Sailor Sam. What was that about fixing the day's run?
Don't blame him, Captain. It was me who palmed the official slips. Here they are.
According to these, we're miles ahead. The blue ribbon is in my pocket.
Oh, right next to her. We gorge her. Bless you, my children. Now, everybody here is all ready for a wedding. Do we have any volunteers?
I'd be happy to oblige. That is, if it's okay with you, ma'am.
Me? Ask your future father-in-law.
Oh, me. Tell your future mother-in-law it's fine.
Let's get on with it then, so Sailor Sam can show me Frisco Fanny.
One thing, ma'am. What are you going to do now that we all know that the real J.P. Morganfeller, the richest man in the world, is really abroad?
I'm going to resume my disguise, go back into the business world. After all, where in the world would anyone believe a salty story like this?